Travis Kelce matches Taylor Swift's $100,000 donation to victims of Chiefs parade shooting after uproar over his decision to go partying in the wake of the tragedy that left one dead and 22 others, mostly children, hurt. Travis Kelce has matched girlfriend Taylor Swift's $100,000 donation to victims of Wednesday's mass shooting following the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rally. Kelce made the gift through a GoFundMe page, which shows a pair of $50,000 donations from his charity, the 87 and Running Foundation, an organization that aims to help underserved youth strive to become productive citizens. The GoFundMe page was started by friends of the Reyes family, who had 2 young daughters wounded in the shooting. The fund drive has already surpassed its $100,000 goal, reaching $177,000 by Friday evening. Swift, meanwhile, donated to the family of Elizabeth Lopez Galvan, who was killed in the shooting. Of course, the donation only comes after Kelce took waves of criticism for partying in the wake of the shooting, which left 1 dead and 22 others injured. 2 juveniles were charged with crimes connected to the mass shooting, authorities said Friday, as the city tries to recover in the aftermath of the violence. Kelce was among the Chiefs stars who went ahead with a scaled-down celebration just hours after a mass shooting saw the team's Super Bowl parade descend into tragedy. However, other teammates stayed away from the party. In pictures obtained by DailyMail.com, Kelce is seen in a Kansas City sports bar alongside several teammates and their partners, including Patrick Mahomes' wife Brittany. The group also included Chiefs punter Tommy Townsend, center Creed Humphrey, tight end Matt Bushman and his wife Emily. Sources told DailyMail.com that Mahomes booked the entire venue out for a select few members of the squad and their families. Many of coach Andy Reid's team stayed away following the attack. But Kelce, who led a rendition of the Beastie Boys' hit "Fight for Your Right to Party" following the Chiefs' Super Bowl win, was among those who continue to enjoy themselves. This new image is sure to pose more questions for Kelce, who has already been criticized for smiling gleefully in a photo with a police officer in the wake of the deadly shooting. A news release from the Jackson County Family Court said the juveniles are being detained in the county's Juvenile Detention Center on gun-related and resisting arrest charges. Additional charges are expected as the investigation continues. No further information was released. Defendants age 17 and under in Missouri are typically adjudicated through the juvenile system, which is far more private than the system for adults. Names of the accused are not released, nor are police documents such as probable cause statements. In cases involving serious crimes such as murder, juveniles as young as 12 can be certified for trial as adults, said Lynn Urban, a professor who chairs the Criminal Justice and Criminology Department at the University of Central Missouri. Federal law prohibits the death penalty for anyone under age 18 at the time of the crime. Police initially detained 3 juveniles but released one who they determined wasn't involved in the shooting. Police are looking for others who may have been involved and are calling for witnesses, victims and people with cell phone video of the violence to call a dedicated hotline. Meanwhile, locals are turning to religious gatherings, vigils and counseling to try to cope with the horror of what happened. A mother and popular disc jockey died in the burst of gunfire Wednesday as the parade and rally were concluding, and 22 others, more than half of them children, were injured. By Friday, 2 people remained in critical condition and 1 was in serious condition. Most of the injured children were out of the hospital and expected to recover. But the emotional recovery is only just beginning in a community horrified that 2 juveniles could cause such trauma. Police believe a dispute between several people led to the shooting. The slain woman was identified by radio station KKFI-FM as Lisa Lopez Galvan, host of Taste of Tejano. On Friday, a family friend, Katrina Rojas Vincent, said she could feel Lopez Galvan's presence as she stood near the shooting site. Her spirit will always be here welcoming people back to this location, to not be afraid, to not have any fear, to enjoy yourself and live your life, Vincent said. She described Lopez Galvan as a vibrant, giving person. Travis Kelce matches Taylor Swift's $100,000 charity donation to KC shooting victims. The Kansas City Chiefs are stepping up to help their community in the wake of the Victory Parade shooting. The Chiefs and the United Way have created the #KC Fund to support shooting victims and their families, and invest in violence prevention and response organizations, including mental health support services and support first responders. Travis Kelce has matched girlfriend Taylor Swift's $100,000 donation to victims. Kelce's charity, 87 and Running Foundation, made the gift through a GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page was started by friends of the Reyes family, who had 2 young daughters wounded in the shooting. The fund drive has already surpassed its $100,000 goal. Swift's $100,000 gift was given to the family of Elizabeth Lopez Galvan, who was killed in the shooting. Patrick and Brittany Mahomes have visited the Reyes family at Children's Mercy Hospital. They have 2 daughters, 8 and 10 years old. 2 juveniles have been charged with crimes connected to the mass shooting, authorities said Friday. Taylor Swift donates $100,000 to Kansas City shooting victims' family. After Kansas City welcomed Taylor Swift during the football season, it's her turn to support Kansas City. The star donated $100,000 to the family of Lisa Lopez Galvan, who was killed in a shooting after the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl 58 victory parade. Sending my deepest sympathies and condolences in the wake of your devastating loss. With love, Taylor Swift. Swift wrote on a GoFundMe for Lopez Galvan, where she left two $50,000 donations. Lopez Galvan, a DJ at local radio station KKFI, died in the February 14 shooting, which also injured over 20 people. Swift's boyfriend, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, also spoke out after the shooting dimmed his team's celebrations. "I am heartbroken over the tragedy that took place today," he wrote on Twitter afterward. "My heart is with all who came out to celebrate with us and have been affected. KC, you mean the world to me." Through his 87 and Running charity, Kelce later donated $100,000 to a separate GoFundMe for the family of Lopez Galvan's cousin Erica Reyes, whose 8-year-old daughter and 10-year-old daughter were injured in the shooting. Swiftie killed on Road Trip of a Lifetime to Melbourne Eras Show. A teenager died while traveling to Melbourne to see Taylor Swift perform live when the car she was a passenger in collided with a truck in the New South Wales Central West. Mika Pokurie, 16, was traveling from the Gold Coast with her mother and 10-year-old sister when their vehicle collided with a semi-trailer about 30 kilometers northeast of Dubbo on Thursday. The teenager's younger sister was critically injured in the crash and was flown to hospital in Sydney for treatment. The girl's mother and the truck driver both suffered minor injuries and were treated at the Dubbo hospital. Godmother of the girls, Carleigh Fox, said the 10-year-old child was fighting for her life after suffering brain injuries, a damaged pelvis and broken leg. Fox said the girl's father and older sister had flown from the Gold Coast as soon as they could to be in Sydney. She joined their mother at the child's bedside and were praying for a recovery. "We are keeping our girl in an induced coma for a few more days in order to give her body a chance to stay still and hopefully recover as much as possible," she said. "We are playing her favorite Taylor Swift album 1989, Taylor's version, on repeat in her room and telling her about the merch we are seeing people buying online." Fox said the family were supposed to be on a road trip of a lifetime and were planning to see Swift in both Melbourne and Sydney. "Hold your loved ones a little longer, look them in the eyes and tell them how beautiful they are to you," Fox said. Mika's friend Cheyenne Craig, 17, said she would do anything to trade places with her friend who was taken way too early. Craig said Mika was learning to drive and had so many plans for the future. Mika, "Oh, what a beautiful beacon of light you were. I never thought I'd have to imagine going to your house and you not being fast asleep in your bed or having to tell you to hurry up or we're leaving you behind," she wrote on social media. "How is it fair that someone as sweet and beautiful as you was taken away from us so soon?" In a tribute to her friend, Simone Medland said her biggest regret will be never getting the chance to fulfill all their plans for the future together. "Thank you for those nights we stayed up talking about everything, watching movies, dancing and playing Roblox together till 4 a.m. Thank you for being my best friend," she wrote. "I love our little friendship, making all those corny TikToks for each other, writing each other letters, having silly little inside jokes that were never funny but made us laugh so hard." Swift played the first of her Eras Tour shows at the MCG on Friday in front of a crowd of more than 96,000. The megastar will perform in Melbourne on Saturday and Sunday, before her first of 4 shows in Sydney on Friday. On Friday, Swift donated $100,000 United States dollars, $153,000, to the family of Lisa Lopez Galvan, the victim of a mass shooting that occurred during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade on Wednesday. Ahead of the concert, Foodbank Victoria announced she had made a surprise donation to the charity that afternoon. A fundraiser for Mika's family had reached more than $20,000 on Saturday night after being set up about 24 hours earlier. With love, Taylor, Travis pay off entire GoFundMes of Super Bowl parade victims. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have dug deep after the horror shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have donated $100,000 each to pay off a pair of GoFundMes for victims of the Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade mass shooting. Taylor Swift donated $100,000 on Friday to a fundraiser supporting the family of the woman killed in the shooting. The GoFundMe page was set up one day prior, aiming to raise $75,000 for the family of Elizabeth Lopez Galvan, who died in the shooting that also left 22 people injured, including several children. Sending my deepest sympathies and condolences in the wake of your devastating loss. With love, Taylor Swift, read a message next to a $50,000 donation to the cause. A second donation in the same amount was deposited minutes later. A Swift's aide confirmed to Variety magazine that the donations on the page were in fact the singer's. Along with Swift, more than 4,300 people have donated to the page, which has raised more than $325,000. The New York Post has also reported that Kelce donated the full $100,000 requested by the family of two sisters who were injured in the deadly shooting. Page 6 reported that through Kelce's 87 and Running charity, two $50,000 donations were received to help provide for the sisters' physical and mental recovery, while the remaining will be saved for their college funds. The donation means the fund has $182,345 from 1,300 donations, well over the $100,000 target. The Reyes sisters aged 10 and 8 were among the 22 people injured in the shooting. Travis has a really big soft spot for kids and wanted to make sure their families were taken care of and were supported with whatever they needed, a source exclusively told Page 6. Kelce started 87 and Running to help underserved youth strive to become productive citizens by mentoring and motivating them to explore and develop their abilities while learning critical life skills. The girls were also visited by Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife Brittany. Mahomes also revealed the Chiefs had launched an emergency response fund #KCStrong to support victims and their families, violence prevention and mental health services, and first responders. Police said the shooting on Wednesday was the result of a dispute, and two juveniles were among those detained. Up to 1 million jubilant fans had gathered for the parade of NFL champions Wednesday afternoon when shots rang out. Mass shootings are common in the United States, where there are more guns than people, and about a third of adults own a firearm. The Chiefs were celebrating their third Super Bowl title in 5 seasons after beating the San Francisco 49ers in Las Vegas on Sunday. Swift is dating the tight end of the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, and was a regular presence at games throughout the season including the championship Sunday. The megastar is currently in Australia as part of her blockbuster Eras World Tour.